But beyond its academic prowess, Oye is making giant strides in an area that directly impacts Nigeria's economic future, food production. In our Journalist Hangout Weekend Special, Babajide Kolade Otitoju takes us on a journey to explore how the university's Green Revolution project is helping to shape the country's agricultural future. Let's share this story with you.
The Federal University, Oye-Ekiti, is one of 9 government-owned institutions created in 2011 by the Goodluck Jonathan administration. In just over a decade, the university's student population has skyrocketed from 512 to more than 55,000, testament to its rapid growth in both infrastructure and intellectual prowess. This remarkable development has earned the university the distinction of being ranked as the 4th most sought-after university in Nigeria. But beyond the lecture halls and research centers, there is a hidden aspect of the university's mission that piqued my interest. It is the university's remarkable drive to boost food production and sufficiency in Nigeria. I'm here on a mission to uncover how creativity, hard work, and foresight are shaping Oye's future, and how its Green Revolution project is contributing to the country's food production efforts. Under the leadership of its 3rd Vice Chancellor, Professor Abayomi Fashina, Oye has embraced a transformative blueprint named Risk to Wealth, designed to merge resources, ideas, and skills to bolster knowledge economy. One of the university's standout projects is the Green Revolution project. This initiative, aimed at advancing food security and self-sufficiency, focuses on modern agricultural techniques and sustainable practices. I embarked on a visit to Oye's Oye-Ekiti campus to witness firsthand how these innovative agricultural initiatives are driving Nigeria's food production forward. On my arrival at the Oye campus, I was greeted by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics and Head of Oye campus, Professor Olubunmi Shitu, and the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Olusegun Adeyemi. Without further ado, they guided me to the university's impressive cashew plantation, which spans 2 hectares. As we walked through the plantation, the smooth, oval cashew fruits scattered across the ground in vibrant shades of red and yellow, creating a beautiful, almost magical landscape under the crunch of our footsteps. Nigeria ranks as the 6th largest cashew producer globally and 3rd in Africa, producing between 200,000 to 240,000 metric tons annually, mostly for export in its raw form. Projections for 2024 indicated that Nigeria could earn up to 792 billion naira, approximately $480 million, from exporting 400,000 tons of cashew nuts. While Nigeria is among the top producers, the university's farm manager, Dr. Tunde Oshundare, emphasizes that there is still much work to be done in the area of value addition and processing to maximize the economic potential of cashew production.
So what we get per hectare here is about 500 kg per hectare. So on 2 hectares, we get 1,000 kg per annum. That is 1 ton on these 2 hectares of cashew plantation. The national average yield per hectare is about 750 kg
per hectare.
Per hectare, yes. But what we get here is 500 kg per hectare.
The trees are aging, but we are trying to plant new plantation at the back, because we still have lands at the back there where we can extend to have it. Yes, so that we can get to the average yield per hectare.
Central to the institution's commitment to growth is the active involvement of students in farm activities, where they take responsibility and learn to nurture and raise hundreds of seedlings. Next, I was taken to the agro-meteorological garden of the Department of Water Resources and Agro-Meteorology, where Dr. Lanyiwola Akinola explained the vital role the weather station plays in guiding the university's agric activities. Within the garden, I saw an array of high-tech equipment, including an automatic weather station, rain gauge, digital soil thermometers, wind vane, sunshine recorder, and evaporimeter, all contributing to more efficient and data-driven farming practices. As I continued exploring, one of the most striking testaments to Foye's agricultural drive is his oil palm plantation, often referred to as Red Gold. The plantation spans 17.5 hectares in all across 3 different locations.
Where we have presently occupies about 2 hectares of oil palm. And we have here, in an hectare, we have about 150 stands of oil palm. 150 stands? Yes. And from a tree, yes, averagely in a year, you get about 8 bunches. Okay. And a bunch will give you about 1.2 liters of oil. So if you have an hectare, yes, and the production is at its maximum, you have about 1,500 liters of oil per hectare. As
I walk through the 2-hectare section in the Ikole campus, I'm impressed by the scale and the students engaged in the hands-on work. As reflected in the cashew plantation, a cornerstone of Foye's agricultural initiatives is his commitment to involving students in every step of the farming process, from planting to harvesting. The plantation produces high-quality palm oil with notably high viscosity, a characteristic that distinguishes it from others.
See, what we have here are kegs of palm oil, yes, processed from the palm fruits harvested on site here at Oye-Ekiti. Just turn it gently. You can see, this is what we have. It looks really thick.
Yes.
So and there are no impurities in them, in this palm oil?
Yes.
The 10-hectare oil palm farm also offered a refreshing walk through its undulating terrain, providing an invigorating exercise for the body.
Farming systems. So what we have here is can be used for research and training.
Continuing my exploration, I visited the university's thriving fish farm, where the head of the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Dr. Oluwatosin Tokpejegede, guided me through the farm's heathing and concrete ponds. Fish farming is a significant component of the university's food security efforts. And in addition to this, teaching students a variety of systems to ensure that they are well equipped to become agripreneurs after graduation is a driving force. The institution's Vice Chancellor, Professor Abayomi Fashina, arrived at the fish farm. While urging the students to fully embrace the practical experience, Professor Fashina promised to enhance the farm's operations with targeted interventions. Located within the teaching and research farm of the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture is a wet lab and hatchery, where students' research projects are closely monitored. The farm also features a fish processing and value addition hub, which includes a smoking kiln.
What they should follow now is to develop manuals based on the activities that we've seen here. Of course, there's a project place, what I would call a breeding place, and you can see the acting fish ponds. Yes. And if students can go around all these units and develop habits, ideas, interests, passion, basically when they leave the university, they may not want to work with anybody. Now, we also saw the kiln where the fish is being processed. These are the things I think we should be teaching our students. If you study agriculture, you study fishing, we don't need to go and look for a job to work with anybody.
Driven by my unwavering curiosity, I set out with the university's team on another journey to observe firsthand the university's cattle breeding efforts. Here, the university raises the white Fulani breed, one of the most prized in Nigeria. The farm manager, Mr. Adeola Apuabi, explained how students from the Animal Production and Health Department gain hands-on experience in caring for cattle. In July 2024, President Bola Tinubu announced the establishment of a Ministry of Livestock Development, aiming to resolve the long-standing conflict between herders and farmers over access to land, pasture, and water. The Vice Chancellor highlighted that this new ministry, designed to leverage livestock farming for economic growth affirms that the institution is on the right track with its agric revolution. The next stop on my journey is the pen housing these animals, where officer in charge of the piggery, Bolade Ogunjana, explained that the facility houses sows, in-sows, boas, gibbs, winners, and piglets from renowned breeds such as large white, Duroc, and Cambro.
These ones, they are just about 6 weeks. Yes. And naturally, we are meant to win them.
They are 12.
They are 12 number.
Still in the animal section, I next visited the broilers unit of the poultry farm, where the farm director, Professor Theophilus Babalola, shared insights into the process of raising day-old chicks to maturity for sale to customers. Alongside the broilers unit, the layers unit of the poultry housed 746 beds at the time of my visit. Professor Babalola also disclosed that the crate of eggs is sold at a discounted rate, much lower than the current market price. Away from the various farm setup, and to understand what becomes of the farm products, Dr. Kudira Tarawi of the Food Science and Technology Department introduced me to some of the university's value-added products, such as bean flour, plantain flour, and spiced ogi powder. My inquiry revealed that more advanced processing equipment is needed to scale up production and meet demand. From its impressive crop and livestock farms to its focus on sustainable practices, Federal University Oye-Ekiti is creating a new wave of agricultural innovation. Clearly, students here are not just learning, they are actively shaping the future of Nigeria's agri sector. With its innovative approach, this institution is harnessing the power of agriculture not just for academic growth, but as a catalyst for change in Nigeria's food system. Here, crop production is not only a means to an end, but a demonstration of what is possible when the right systems are put in place. Tomatoes and peppers, two of Nigeria's most beloved crops, are staples in every kitchen. Their versatility and distinct flavors make them indispensable to Nigerian cuisine. And to ensure year-round production, a calibrated drip irrigation system optimizes water usage, providing consistent hydration to the plants, which are high-yield varieties, like the platinum tomato and habanero pepper variety, specifically chosen for their market demand and resilience. With this system in place, the university is guaranteed fresh produce. At the Green Revolution Plantation, another layer of innovation is at play. The university employs intercropping, combining oil palm, cassava, pineapples across 5 hectares of land to maximize productivity and land use. Cassava, a vital crop for food security in sub-Saharan Africa, thrives here. It is a major source of calories for many Nigerian families. The university cultivates high-yield varieties like the TMS 3075 and TMS 419, which ensure bountiful harvests year on year.
You can see that the ground has cracked open due to the size of the tubers of cassava from this particular cassava plant. This is a high-yield variety of cassava. That's the TMS 3075.
The university's efforts are an indication of what is possible when commitment, knowledge, and sustainable practices come together.
We're into collaboration with companies, food processing and crop producing horticultural companies in Nigeria.
The journey towards food security is long, but with institutions like Federal University Oye-Ekiti leading the charge, Nigeria's agricultural future is undoubtedly brighter. As my visit to the Federal University Oye-Ekiti comes to an end, I took a moment to appreciate the serene environment which provides a perfect place for students to learn, unlearn, and blossom.
After a very energy-sapping day of work, crisscrossing the different farms, the different orchards of the Federal University Oye-Ekiti in Ikole-Ekiti, Ire-Ekiti, and here on the main campus of the university, I've come to the end of my work. I'm happy with what I've seen in the 4th most subscribed university of choice in our country, Federal University, Oye-Ekiti. Babajide Kolade Otitoju, TVC News, Oye-Ekiti.
All right, BK, thank you so much for, doing this report. Now, you visited the school, Federal University, Oye-Ekiti,
Yes.
To see for yourself the rapid agric revolution going on in the school. Talk to me. What did you find out, one? And also, how can this school, the impact on the efforts on food production in the country?
Yes. When I met the president during the media chat, I told the president to help our agric universities. I didn't even know. And the president promised me that they was going to import thousands of tractors and that the universities will get some of those tractors. I pray. I'm confident that the president will fulfill his promise. If we really want to get agriculture right, we can't have all of the land available to those agric universities and not tractorize the land that they have and not cultivate in ample quantity. We have to do that. We have to get the universities to help in the area of extension services so that people outside the walls of the university can benefit from the knowledge that academics in these universities have to spare. A lot of the practices, agri-practices are old. We need to just brush them aside and embrace new ideas.
Exactly.
These universities can do a lot along that line. So because they are centers of learning, and the learning that we are talking about is not simply for their students alone. People from outside the walls of the university should be able to benefit from these centers of excellence, which will help us scale up agri-production. My concern is agri-production. I've done a lot of work lately on agri-production because I see so much potential there. In fact, I'm becoming more and more a farmer now, along with my first son. He studies computer studies. He has a degree in computer studies, but he is so passionate about farming now.
Yes, that's the future now.
Yes, this is the future. A lot of people don't know it. The other day, you saw our story on the women.
Yeah, tomatoes,
making money from tomato farming. We need to do a lot more of this. For a while, I'm impressed with the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti is they are not even a specialized agriculture university.
Exactly, I'm surprised.
Look at what they are doing. But there are many soil experts, many agronomists within the institution. I think they are fortunate in that area. And even the VC is also an agronomist. You know, he's also a soil expert. And Professor Adeyemi, Shitu, so many of them. So I can see that their influence, they brought their influence to bear, and the school is doing a lot in that area. This is a 2-part documentary that we condensed. You know, there is a lot that people will see in the area of even pineapple farming. You see a lot that they've done. You see a lot, you know. So I just want us to take agriculture seriously. We have a lot. We'll be able to feed our people. We have no business with the climate that God has given us, with the arable land that God has given us. We have no business starving.
Exactly.
We need to be able to produce enough to feed our people. If this government would do a lot more, honestly, things will change rapidly, and we'll see more agri-production. We'll see agriculture taking people out of poverty, because some of those farmers that I talked about in Briningwari and all those places, they really don't need government to give them handouts and all that, because they are billionaires in their own right.
Absolutely.
When from 3 crops alone, one farmer made 1.450 billion. One farmer. And he kept telling me, we are many who have not been to Saminaka. Saminaka has perhaps the biggest maize farm and maize market in the whole of West Africa. There is tremendous growing of maize in Saminaka, Kaduna State. It gives me joy now to go to all of those places and see what people are doing. It gives me joy seeing people that, when you encounter them on the streets, you think that they are nobodies, seeing that they are actually billionaires.
Absolutely.
And this is what agriculture can do. Look, you see the interviews that I had with some of these students. They were saying, look, with what we've learned, we don't need anybody to employ us. We
they can't wait to go.
Yes, they are very excited. Those of them into fish farming and all that. They said, look, we want, once we come out of Oye-Ekiti, this is what we want to do. And I think over time, the school has also benefited from good leadership.
You talked about what the governor is doing about for to youth.
Yes. I'm talking about Federal University of Oye-Ekiti. They've been fortunate to have good VCs.
Okay, the VCs, okay.
Yes, because the progress that university has made today to be the 4th most subscribed university in our country. When you look at those entering for JAMB, it is ranked number 4. Far ahead even the first generation universities.
University of Ibadan, I thought.
Yes, it's Unilorin is number 1, followed by Unilag, you know, but they are number 4.
Number 4.
That's tremendous progress in 11 years.
You must be doing something.
So when you compare them to the same universities that they came, that were born the same time with them, you will see that progress is being made, and it's across the campuses. Absolutely. You go to Ikole, you almost even not know the main campus, because there's so much work being done there too. You know, so yeah, I'm just happy that we are making this level of progress.
Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you know what excites me about that report is seeing the students working on the farm. You know, it actually is very inspiring, because it actually means that the school is passing a message that, look, upon graduation, you can go into agriculture. Gone are those days when people would expect that if you passed out of university, you would just be in the upper middle class or something.
White-collar jobs.
And the white-collar job and all of that. I mean, a lot of graduates are there looking for a job. Even when they get, some of the companies, they even work. Those ones can't even pay minimum wage, you know. So agriculture is actually the future of Nigeria. I watched his report on the Biningwari farmers. I said, wow. These are people that do not wear tie, they do not tie, they do not wear jackets, but they are millionaires.
Do you think if the government increases budgetary allocation to education and agriculture to bring out the best out of this,
I think,
you know, institution?
Yeah, we can do more, but I know that this government is already doing a lot. I once listened to the Minister of Agriculture. I said, oh wow, look at the plans on ground.
Yes.
But we must actually scale up our investment in the field of agriculture. And I so much like the universities to also lead the way. We want solutions. Universities should get involved in solutions-driven research, ventures.
Is the government doing enough in investing in research?
Not just sitting down in class and then learning and, you know, there's something we used to call cram CPF, cram, pour and forget. You just cram, pour on the day of exams and forget, and then you have learned nothing. So I think universities should give the young population, the students, should give them life. You know, and this is a way of giving them life.
BK, the president talked about, our tractors are coming. Yes, we know the tractors are. How about investment in research?
Yes, there is a lot that TED Fund can do in this regard.
Exactly.
Sponsor academics to do research.
Okay.
Outside of our country, and even within our country. There's a lot of research, especially in the area of processing tools.
Okay.
You know, if you produce all of this and you don't have the tools to process, it is that value addition that gives you the extra money.
Exactly.
Switzerland, they make the best chocolates. Côte d'Ivoire produces cocoa in ample quantities. Those countries of Europe,
they are not producing
the cocoa and
the
cocoa
countries
pod,
that produce the best chocolates. They don't even grow cocoa. So the future is in value addition.
Exactly.
And we must all key into that.
Absolutely.
There is no reason in the world, and there's a lot of money that we can make.
Sure.
There's no reason in the world why Ghana, that does not produce as much yam as Nigeria, is a net exporter of yam.
Okay.
And Nigeria does not make money from exporting yam. Whereas a country smaller in production of yam is making all that money.
Absolutely.
So we have to put on our thinking.
Exactly. We just have to think. Anyway, Paul Dada, appreciate you as always. Thank you so much for coming on the show. BKO,
thank you.
Beautiful reports. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sir.
All right, and that's all on Journalist Hangout this week. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria.